Welcome to part 2 of getting into gear for the new year. We've been speaking about gradual growth and we speak about transformation. Teshuvah means change, return, but also transformation to become that new person. But we're starting gradually, and we also mentioned last time about the importance of starting from a good place. The launch pad of the new year should be from a good place, and that's where we need to start within the Teshuvah process for Elul. In fact, if we start in a good place, that builds motivation and actually gives us the rotzen and the desire to actually want to grow. So where do we start from? David HaMelech says in Tehillim, chapter Lamed Daled 34, Sumei va'asei tov. Turn away from evil, va'asei tov, and do good, which seems to imply the first step of spiritual growth means eradicate and remove the negativity, remove the bad stuff, the bad traits, the negative actions, and then asay tov, then we talk on the good stuff. But in the Sibah Shalom, he says, then if we're always working on our sumira, we're never going to get to the asay tov. There's so much to do to work on the positive. And therefore, he brings an explanation, sumira, how do you eradicate the negativity? How do you get rid of the bad stuff, the negative traits, and the bad habits? How do you get rid of the negative actions? Sumira al yedei asay tov. It's by focusing on the positive. And that's really the message of Elul, what we should do. That's the next step, the first phase of Elul, for probably the first 10 days of Elul. We should be focusing and strengthening areas which are already strong, to reinforce them, to add quality to them, to be more meticulous about them. There's 2 areas where I think specifically we should focus on, if I may suggest. Obviously, it needs to be an area where you feel that you're strong in already. It doesn't have to be these 2 areas of Torah and Tefillah, but I would encourage you to consider these, because Tefillah and Torah are both things that we're already doing. It's much easier to grow and develop in an area where we're already comfortable, we're already in the zone to some extent, even if maybe shvach, even if we're only weak. And therefore, these are some suggestions. Let's take our Tefillah, let's arrive on time. Now, some of you may be on holiday at this stage as well, so we're not even at a shul, may not be even at a minyan, but let's try and find places that we can strengthen our tefillah and our Torah. So punctuality is an important thing. Let's improve the quality of our davening. Let's improve by focusing on a little bit more kavanah, instead of thinking about other things, to put in the effort to focus a little bit more, maybe on the first line of Shema, a particular bracha in the Shemona Esrei, could be the first bracha of benching. And the same thing applies for Torah as well, to avoid, when we fix a time for learning Torah, to be there on time, to avoid distractions. If we're learning somebody, not to schmooze them, to put our phone away, to leave our phone outside, to put it away so we don't have to be distracted, not to be interrupted. As Chazal say, Ein Torah niknis ela b'mi shemei misatzmo yaleh. Torah is only quite somebody kills himself for it. That means that when I'm learning, I'm dead to the world. That's what it means, says the Chafetz Chaim. So as we said, this idea, if we can strengthen ourselves, this is something we're strong at, especially if we can strengthen ourselves in our Torah learning and in our Tefillah, then the impact on a person that will have, the elevation, it will uplift a person and increase the desire to change, to improve and transform even more. As Chazal say in Pirkei Avos, mitzvah gereres mitzvah. One mitzvah leads to the next. So wish you Hatzlacha Rabbah